Well, you should too, Naga. Sorry, good
Get it right,
morning,
Carol. Come on.
Naga, it's only 6:10, for goodness sake.
I know.
Anyway, the weather today is quite nice actually for many of us. As Naga actually said there, it's drier. We've got lighter winds than we've had yesterday and also not as much rain. We had a feral deluge yesterday. You can see it's nice still across Scotland, pushing across the southeast of England. That will clear in the next couple of hours, and we've got a scattering of showers out towards the west. But in between, a lot of dry weather and a fair bit of sunshine too. Now, the rain across Scotland will turn lighter and most of it will fade up towards the north, but some of those showers across Northern Ireland, Wales, southwest England, some getting into the Midlands, will be quite heavy and potentially have some thunder and some hail mixed in there. But quite a cool feel to the day. Look at those temperatures, 13 to 15 degrees. Now, through this evening and overnight, we hang on to quite a lot of the showers. And then we start to watch a deep area of low pressure coming up from France. This has been named by the French Met Service as Storm Alex, and it's going to bring with it some heavy rain and some strengthening winds. So that means the temperature in the south won't be as low as it's going to be under the clear skies as we push further north. In fact, the temperature could fall to freezing around the borders, so a touch of frost. Tomorrow then, that does mean that the showers that we've got in the north and the west will be fewer. There'll be a lot of dry weather across Scotland with some and also some sunshine with the odd shower. So as we get further south, we run into Storm Alex. So Storm Alex producing some heavy rain and also some strong winds, gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour inland. And across the English Channel, including the Channel Islands, we're looking at 60 to 65 mile an hour gusts. These could produce some problems for us, but I'll have a lot more detail on the forecast for Friday and also the weekend in about half an hour. And I'll get Naga's name right then as well as Charlie's.
I don't know.
Sorry, carry on, Carol, carry on.
Thank you, Charlie. We've got a chap in the office who's called Nana, and he's lovely. So take it as a compliment, Naga.
So we've worked together.
And Charlie, and good morning to everyone. This morning, well, we still have a little bit of rain around, but for most of us today, it is going to be a drier day with lighter winds. It will still feel cool, mind you. What's happening is the weather fronts that produced all the rain yesterday now moving in the direction of the North Sea, just about to clear Kent and East Anglia, but the weather front will be draped across Shetland for much of the day. So you're going to have a wet day and also a windy one. But we also have a ridge of high pressure across us. So that's settling things down for the bulk of the UK with a fair bit of sunshine around. There will be some showers though, particularly across Northern Ireland, Wales into the southwest, through the Midlands later on, and they'll be slow moving. Some of those could be heavy, potentially with some thunder and some hail as well. And the rain pushes right back up, turning lighter into the northwest of Scotland. Now, these are the temperatures we're looking at, 10 to 15 degrees, so it'll be cooler than yesterday. Yesterday, the top temperature was 19 in Manston in Kent. This evening and overnight, we hang on to those showers across some southern and western areas. Some clear skies, though, and that means the temperature is going to drop. In fact, it could be below freezing around the borders and just in across northern England. But at the same time, we've got a deep area of low pressure coming up from France. Now, the French Met Service have actually named this Storm Alex, and it's going to bring some heavy rain and some gusty winds with it as it moves northwards. So there's a weather warning out from the Met Office for this at the moment. Gusts of wind inland from 3 o'clock tomorrow morning till 8 o'clock tomorrow evening could be as much as 40 to 50 miles. But around the south coast, we could be looking at gusts of wind as much as 60 to 65 miles an hour. Here it is here on the pressure chart. You can see the extent of it, and it's going to be moving northwards during the course of Friday, taking its rain and gusty winds with it in doing so. But as we push further north for northern England, for Scotland and for Northern Ireland, much quieter day for you with some sunshine. So here it is in a bit more detail. In about 12 to 18 hours, we could have 40 to 50 millimetres of rainfall. That's up to 2 inches. That could lead to some disruption, some flooding, coupled with the wind, gusty winds. And through the day, it will slowly move away from the south coast. Ahead of it, in any sunshine, we're looking at highs 12 or 13 degrees, 13 or 14 in the south. Won't feel particularly special. We're not done with low pressure yet, though, because as we head on through the course of the weekend, you can see how it continues to dominate the weather. The weekend is going to be wet and windy. We're all going to get a blast of wind and also some rain. So that sums it up quite nicely for this weekend's forecast. Heavy rain and strong winds. And to look at that in a wee bit more detail, looks very much like Saturday will be the wettest day, still with strong gusty winds. Still be wet on Sunday. Central areas probably seeing most of the rainfall, but still windy, and temperatures below where they should be at this stage in October. Naga and Charlie.
Carol, thanks very much.
Drier than they were yesterday, Charlie. Good morning, everybody. Beautiful Weather Watchers picture in this morning from Derbyshire. You can see it's brightening up behind the weather front that produced all that rain. Now, the rain's more or less cleared East Anglia and Kent, but it will linger, especially across Shetland today. But for most of us, we're looking at lighter winds and much drier conditions. This is what happened overnight. You can see the extent of the rain, and it's still raining across Scotland. That will push back towards the north through the day and will continue with showers in Northern Ireland, Wales, southwest England, seeing a few in the Midlands, for example, a few along the south coast. Some of those could be heavy, potentially thundery with some hail, and slow moving because there's not much wind to move them along. Temperatures 10 to about 15 degrees, so feeling cool. Now through this evening and overnight, we'll hang on to those showers. A lot of clear skies around. That does one just gone with a touch of frost, for example, around the borders. But we also have this deep area of low pressure coming up from France. Now that's been named by the French Met Service as Storm Alex, and it's going to bring some heavy rain and strong gusts of wind. So if we start at the other end of the country tomorrow morning, first of all, there'll still be a few showers dotted in the north and west, but essentially through the day it's going to be dry with some sunshine across Scotland. For Northern Ireland and Northern England, similar for you, dry, the odd shower, light winds, but then as we come south in through southern parts of England and Wales, in through the Midlands, you can see the extent of the rain. So a lot of rain. In 12 to 18 hours we could have up to 50 millimetres, that's 2 inches, and gusty winds, inland gusts as much as 40 to 55 miles an hour, but through the English Channel with exposure 60 to 65. And we're not done with the low pressures coming our way just yet. Naga and Charlie.
Carol, we all know your stuff, don't you, Carol?
What would you call it, Carol? A Carol cracker? Something like that?
No, I think I like Mike's bullet. That is pretty cool. It's very good. The weather today actually is not too bad either. What we've got is a lot of dry weather around, especially compared to yesterday, and lighter winds as well. Now, having said that, we are looking at a few showers in the forecast too. So yesterday's weather front now in the North Sea, but still affecting Shetland, and will do for you for much of the day with some rain and stronger winds. But we've got a ridge of high pressure across us, and that's why things are fairly settled. So a lot of dry weather, a lot of sunshine around today. The rain across southern Scotland pushing northwards and tending to turn more patchy in nature. And then we'll see the showers continuing across Northern Ireland, Wales, the southwest, some parts of southern England and the Midlands later. Now, because there's not much wind to move them along, well, they could well be quite heavy and also have the odd rumble of thunder and also some hail in there as well. Cool day in prospect. Our temperatures only 10 in the north to 15 in the south. Through this evening and overnight, under clear skies, the temperature will fall away quite quickly. And around the borders, southern Scotland, northern England, we're looking at temperatures below freezing. So if you've been in the garden recently, bear that in mind. There's going to be a frost. The rain's still continuing across parts of Scotland, and by the end of the night, we'll have a deep area of low pressure coming our way from France. Now, this has been named Storm Alex by the French Met Service. Here it is here in the pressure chart. Through tomorrow, it's going to move northwards across parts of England and also Wales. For the north of the country, for Scotland, Northern Ireland and Northern England, we are looking at drier conditions with some sunshine and much lighter winds. All the weather action is in the south, and in fact we could have as much as up to 25 millimetres to 50 millimetres of rainfall coming out of this band of rain in a 12 to 18 hour period. Inland gusts of wind as well, up to about 55 miles an hour, 65 mile an hour gusts with exposure through the English Channel. That combination could lead to some disruption. Now through the day it will start to migrate northwards, but you can see the curl is still going to be affecting the Channel Islands. And as I mentioned already, as we travel north of that, much drier and brighter with some sunshine. But we're not done with the low pressures yet, because as we head through the weekend, we're going to see more low pressure dominating our weather. Look at all the isobars across the UK and also all the rain. At the moment, it looks like Saturday will be the wettest day. It's also going to be windy, strong winds at that. And then on Sunday, central areas at the moment look very much like they'll have the highest rainfall totals, but still very windy. So unsettled even into next week, Charlie and Naga.
Carol, thank you very much.
Not much tennis, did you say?
Not much, no. The balls will be blowing everywhere. Tennis balls.
Thank you, Carol.
Thanks. That's right, Naga. That really is from tomorrow and through the weekend. Today, we've got lighter winds than we had yesterday. It's drier for most of us as well, but having said that, there are still some showers in the forecast. Now, this is yesterday's rain. It's now cleared East Anglia and Kent. It will linger across. Today starts to retreat northwards, turning that bit lighter. So a lot of dry weather, a lot of sunshine, but there'll also be some showers, particularly Northern Ireland, Wales, into the southwest, parts of southern England and the Midlands. And with light winds, there's not much to blow them away. So we are looking at some heavy downpours in places with the odd rumble of thunder and hail. Now, temperatures today, a bit disappointing for the time of year, and it will feel cool despite the sunshine. Tonight, under clear skies, well, the temperature will fall away quite quickly. Around the borders of Scotland and England, could be below freezing. So if you've been planting in the garden recently, expect a touch of frost. But at the same time, we've got this deep area of low pressure coming up from France. Now, the French Met Service have actually called this Storm Alex, but we're going to start at the other end of the country for tomorrow's forecast first of all, because here we've got a few showers across northern and western Scotland, but a lot of dry weather, light winds and sunshine. Northern England and Northern Ireland, the same forecast for you. The odd shower, light winds and a lot of sunshine. It's as we come south, we've got this curl of rain. It's a weather front around an area of low pressure. This is Storm Alex and it's going to produce a lot of rain. We could have up to 50 millimetres in 12 to 18 hours. That's 2 inches. And inland, we're looking at gusts of wind 45, 55 miles an hour with exposure in English Channel up to 65 miles an hour. So that combination could lead to some disruption. And then as we head on into the weekend, low pressure remains with us. Naga and Charlie. Thing, Charlie and Naga, it ends me up in trouble. So I am moving on from that
The
one.
kind
Good
of trouble
morning,
you
everybody.
like. That's one of your phrases.
Yes, it is. But anyway, what a beautiful start to the day it is in Nottinghamshire. Look at this lovely Weather Watchers picture here. And for many of us today, actually, it is going to be drier than it was yesterday. That wouldn't be too difficult, mind you. And we're looking at lighter winds. So what is happening is the weather front that produced all the rain is now in the North Sea, but the tail end of it will affect Shetland all day with rain for you and windy conditions. But we have a little ridge of high pressure which is settling things down quite nicely. So today, a lot of dry weather, a lot of sunshine and some showers. The rain in southern Scotland pushing northwards, the rain lingering in Shetland, showers coming in across Northern Ireland, Wales, the southwest, and we'll see a few in the Midlands and parts of southern England. Some of those will be heavy, they'll be slow moving. We could hear the odd rumble of trying to look forward to. Temperatures 10 to 16 degrees, so feeling cool for the time of year. Now, through this evening and overnight, under clear skies, the temperature will fall away quite quickly. It's going to be a cooler night than last night. And around the borders, the temperature could actually dip below freezing. So if you've been planting in the garden, bear that in mind. There will be some frost around. Then by the end of the night, already we'll be seeing some rain, which will be heavy and gusty winds coming in from France. The French Met Service has actually called this Storm Alex. So Storm Alex is going to bring us some wet and windy weather across southern England and also Wales tomorrow. Move north of that for northern England, Scotland and Northern Ireland. You're going to have another dry day with light winds and some sunshine. So if we focus on where the weather could potentially be disruptive, we've got all this rain coming across the Channel Islands and southern counties of England and Wales. Met Office are warning about this, and in a period of 12 to about 18 hours, we could have as much as 50 millimetres, that's 2 inches of rain. Couple that with the strong winds gusting inland 45 to 55 miles an hour and across the English Channel, especially with exposure in the English Channel up to 65 miles an hour. That could have impact. So do keep in touch with the forecast. And if you have travel plans, do keep in touch with your carrier as well. Now, as we head on through the rest of the weekend, low pressure continues to dominate our weather. You can see the isobars stretched across the UK and also a lot of rain around. And that sums up the forecast actually for the weekend. We are looking at heavy rain and strong winds. Now getting Charlie.
Thanks, Carol.